on my turkey vest. Well, as you can see, I'm getting my turkey vest out of the closet. It's been in there since spring, because I'm getting ready to go turkey hunting. Yep. No, it's not spring of 2019 yet, but it is getting close to turkey season again, and that's fall season. And we're going to talk about fall season. All right. Slate call. Got my box call over here. Some long beard number 5s. Got a few of them left from the spring. Now, I know I've done a couple of videos in the past about fall turkey hunting and just explaining the difference and all that. Maybe I'll just review that just a little bit in this video, but I'm mostly going to go into detail about hunting fall gobblers. Just like you would in the spring you hunt a gobbler, we're going to be talking about hunting fall gobblers. Now all across the United States that allow fall turkey season, pretty much I think every state allows in the fall either sex hunts. That means you kill a hen or a gobbler, either one, doesn't matter. So it really increases your chance of killing a turkey. If you're just after a turkey per se, you're just out there just to shoot a turkey, your chances of killing a turkey goes way up. Because it's no secret that in the fall, turkeys are flocked together. Where you see one, you're probably going to see more because they want to be in large groups. Gobblers and hens. Now the gobblers, when I say large groups, they might be in a 4 or 5 large. That's a large group for maybe a bunch of longbeards. Whereas a hen and jakes and poults, they all want to be like in a flock of 30 or 15. So the chances of finding a big group of turkeys it goes way up, and a pretty good chance you're going to find one in the fall of the year. Now, if you're just out there to kill a turkey, you just get out there and you don't care if it's a hen or a gobbler. You just get out there and you start yelping. You start just yelping on, and keying, and you just get out there and start making some hen noises. And pretty much after a while, you're going to get a boss hen to answer you, and she's going to drag the whole flock to you, and you're going to have about 15 to 30 turkeys in your lap, and you just pick out the one you want and shoot. So it really is pretty easy in the fall, I think, to just go out there and kill a turkey. But we're going to talk in this video about hunting long beard mature gobblers, okay? Because that is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different kind of hunting when you're just going after a gobbler specifically. So to be successful in hunting fall gobblers, there's two big tactics that you just kind of got to work on that you would like in the spring, but you just got to hone these two in a little bit more and pay more detail to them. Now in the fall, here's the difference in the spring and the fall, in my opinion. In the spring of the year, where most of your turkey hunting happens, because that's what everybody teaches on, that's what everybody likes to do, and we all love to do it, and that's when most of the turkey hunting happens is in the spring, when they're gobbling and they're strutting across open fields, and they're just, man, they just looks great, right? We all love it. Anybody that follows me here knows that that's a passion of mine, and there's just nothing like spring hunting. With that said, you can have the same success in the fall, but here's the difference. In the spring, you're sounding like a female to attract the male turkey. You're sounding like a hen to get his attention, because in the spring, it's all about the mating. It's all about the breeding in the spring. He might go a day without even caring about eating or not if he's got a hen, and that's where he's going to stay. And where the hen goes, he's going to go. So it's all about, in the spring, it's all about the mating. That's why they gobble. That's why they get more vocal. Now, it's no secret that in the fall, turkeys don't gobble as much. The gobblers don't gobble. Now, they will. You might get a morning out there in November where they're just rocking it like April. But they don't gobble. They're not really gobbling back at you to answer you, rather, like they do in the spring. It's gobbling just for dominance, or the gobbling maybe because of shot gobbling. So if you hear a turkey gobble 6-7 times in the fall, you've had a pretty good morning. So they don't really gobble a lot. What they do is they are vocal all day, though. Gobblers are vocal all day long, just like they are in the spring, except they are just not gobbling. They're yelping, they're clucking, they're purring, they're just feeding along. They're just going about their day. So you got to sound, instead of sounding like a female to a male, you got to sound vice versa, sound like a male to another male. Because in the fall of the year, it's all about bachelor groups. They want to be together. So if they want to be together, I got to be the lost gobbler, or I got to be the new kid on the block that they want to come and check out through curiosity, or they want to get back together with that gobbler they think is lost. So in the fall, it's all about sounding like a male. So I'm going to do more gobbler talking in the fall than what I would in the spring. this is where gobbler yelping comes into play. Now, I've done videos in the past. I've done I did a review this past spring. I did one last year on gobbler yelping, or a couple on gobbler yelping. So if you don't really know what gobbler yelping is, go back in the archives of this channel, go back last year and find the one on gobbler yelping, and you will find what I'm talking about. Okay, gobbler yelping is very simple to do. All you're doing is you're just lengthening out your yelps. It's a more raspy, a more deep, but it's just a longer yelp than, say, a hen does. And so when you learn to gobbler yelp, that's what gobblers are doing every day out there in the woods. They're doing it every day. So once you learn to gobbler yelp, this is where it really comes in. That's where it really pays off. Now, I've killed turkeys in the spring gobbler yelping and challenging them and, you know, getting them mad enough to come over, but it don't always work in the spring. But most of the time in the fall, and I'm not going to say 100% of the time because nothing's 100%, but most of the time in the fall, when you start gobbler yelping to a gobbler, and maybe you see a group of gobblers, or maybe you hear some, when you start gobbler yelping, a lot of times they will come running right to you because they want to check you out. They want to find out who that gobbler is that they've never heard before. So I do a lot of gobbler yelping in the fall. Get out there, lengthening out your yelps. I do clucks. I do a lot of fighting purrs. You know, if nothing's responding, you want to gobbler yelp a little bit. Maybe do some clucks. Maybe do some little soft yelps. And maybe about 30 minutes later, just start fight purr. You know, get you a slate call or a mouth call together or a box call, whatever you want to use, and just start fighting purr. Make it sound like, you know, turkeys are fighting, because they're fighting every day. It's all dominance. There's always a boss hen and there's always a boss gobbler. All year long. It doesn't matter if it's spring, summer, winter, fall. It's always a pecking order when it comes to the wild turkey. Okay, so you want to sound like the guy up there fighting, because you want to attract these other gobblers into you. So what we're going to do, we're going to sound like another male turkey most of the time. I'm not saying don't get out there and key if you want to, and get out there and hen yelp if you want to, if you're just that, but I'm talking about hunting Pacific fall gobblers. I want to sound like a male at least 70% of the time, more than sounding like a hen. Okay, now number two, we're going to find a sign. Once you get the calling down, you got to get on the sign. Listen, turkeys, their home core shrinks way down in the fall of the year. It really does. In the spring, they might go 2 or 3 ridges over to get to a hen. In the fall, they want to be around the food, so when you find the sign and you find what they're feeding on, whether it's an oat flat or whether it's a cornfield or a bean field or you know, a winter wheat field, whatever, when you find the sign and you find the scratching and you find the droppings and you find the tracks and you find all of that, you can set over that sign if it's fresh, and I promise you they're going to be back in there. They don't move very far from all that sign. They pretty much stay in the same area because it's all about food and it's all about storing up for the winter. Okay, so find the sign, get out there and find that scratching, find them droppings, find the roost sites. The roost sites are never going to be that far from all the sign, the food source. So get out there and try to locate the feathers at the base of the tree or the droppings at the base of a tree. Find the roost trees, find the sign, and get in there and hunt over that. Gobbler yelp. Do a lot of sound like a male turkey, gobbler yelping, fighting, purring, and all that stuff. And sooner or later, you're going to find that old red head, white head that we all love to see in the spring. That same kind of head is going to come right through the fall woods, come right into your lap, and you can get you a big old fall gobbler. And it's and I'll tell you what, it's a great feeling. It really is, because getting a fall longbeard is not an easy thing. It really isn't. Now, getting a turkey in the spring or in the fall is pretty easy. Just get out there and know if you just want to shoot something. But getting a fall longbeard is really a challenge. And I'll tell you this: if you can become a good fall hunter, you can become a more great, I guess if you say it that way, you can become more great at spring hunting. A good fall hunter will make a terrific spring hunter because you learn the turkeys. You know how to hunt them when they ain't gobbling. When they're not being vocal in the spring, you've already got that education back in the fall. So fall hunting can be a great time to get out there and extend your turkey season. And when the deers ain't moving, if you're a big bow hunter like I am, and a big deer hunter, and it's going to be hot and muggy, and the deers ain't moving, and you don't want to just sit at the house, grab your shotgun, grab you some turkey loads, get your calls out, and go turkey hunting. Because listen, they eat just as good in the fall as they do in the spring. And they get so vocal in the fall too. I mean, you get out on a morning and you just hear turkeys everywhere, just keying and yelping and hollering, and it's just a great time to hear turkeys just being vocal to one another. But you can be successful hunting fall gobblers. You just got to change your tactics a little bit. Call like a gobbler, sound like a gobbler, find the sign, set up on the sign, and sooner or later you're going to find that longbeard coming to look for you to check out who you haven't joined our Facebook page yet. Go up to the description of this video, hit that link there, come on over and like and follow me on Facebook. And if you get a big fall gobbler, hey, take a picture of him and send him to me and tell me if this video really helped you. I hope that helped all of y'all. So I will see you in the next video in just a couple of days.